almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the days come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give the state of the company the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's passed, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuervo to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Yeah! It's Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourselves.
Can't wait.
Man, I got so much to do this weekend. Adult prom tonight with Pat McCurdy, Alpine Inn.
Is it a denim thing? Is it
adult prom?
All right. I didn't know if you were wearing
Canadian,
a full
Canadian
suit.
tuxedo night is a whole nother night. This is adult prom. As the kids, of course, all are going to prom. The adults are also going to prom tonight with
What
Pat
color?
McCurdy.
Lime green? Is it yellow?
No,
Is it soft
I think
blue,
we're rehashing the outfits of old. You get to be our age, and it's like, I don't really feel like changing it up all that much. I only do this once a year, so can wear the same outfit pretty much every year.
Okay.
Shirt, tie, pants. Wife's got a dress. At this age, as long as it fits,
I hear you.
happy with that. Then beer, wine, and cheese tomorrow. Big outdoor drinking fest. Looking forward to that. That's
That
an
weather looks good for that.
all-day event. And then Sunday is our anniversary. So, yeah, busy. Got a lot going on. So let's finish strong here on Friday with lots of stuff like Doc's Racing Report, Bad News, Happy Music, date night winners. Sign up online at rockmornings.com. Your chance to win some freebies on Friday. Can't go wrong with that.
Delicious pizza, cold
Oh,
beer.
yeah. Hell yeah.
That's perfect
Hell
for
yeah.
a Friday.
Hell yeah, like all that. Of course, today, rain in the forecast, at least this morning. Maybe clearing up later on, but tomorrow, as you mentioned, looking like the best day of the weekend. Clouds moving in on Sunday, and then we got some severe weather possible on Monday. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Plus, we'll get to some Pop Evil, some Everlast. Lots to get to. If you need something, rockmornings.com is the website. I already got a text from Chad bright and early on a Friday. Wants to hear some Anthrax and Public Enemy. Bring the noise. Ooh. That's a good request. I think I'll do that in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Yesterday, we talked with Office Cora about the Drug Take-Back Day in Eau Claire, and it's an actual statewide thing. National, actually. DEA Take-Back Day is tomorrow. And across the entire state of Wisconsin, you can drop off your expired prescription drugs or whatever it is that you got at a bunch of different locations. According to the Wisconsin Department of Justice, there are a number of items that can be dropped off. They include capsules, creams, inhalers, non-aerosol sprays, ointments, patches, pills, and vials. Liquids need to be in their original container. Pet medications are also accepted. So if you're like us and maybe you got a few pills left over from when your pet had surgery or something along those lines, you can drop those off. Vape pens can be dropped off only if any batteries have been removed. Batteries on e-cigarette devices are highly flammable. Number of items that cannot be dropped off during the National Drug Take-Back Day. That list includes aerosol cans, anything containing blood or bodily fluids, illegal drugs.
You can't drop off your weed there? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe don't drop off your fentanyl. Iodine containing medications, mercury thermometers, personal care products like shampoos, soaps, lotion, sunscreen, etc. Sharps or syringes or vape pens / e-cigarette devices where the battery cannot be removed. So,
By the way, yeah, like you said, nationwide Take Back Day, and you can just put in your zip code because it's in Minnesota, it's in Iowa, it's in Wisconsin. It's,
all throughout the region.
Yeah, so
all
if you
throughout
have
the states.
that stuff, old medicine cabinet, time to clean that out. Is that stuff expired? And
maybe your mom passed away like mine did and had a million
pills,
million bottles of Advil and ibuprofen and Tylenol and aspirin all around the house, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I going to do with all this crap?
Take Back Day.
Yeah, National Take Back Day. So if you've got a bunch of old drugs laying around your own house, or maybe your mom has got a bunch and you want to go through that medicine cabinet and give it a look, that's tomorrow. Find it online, give it a Google. This is, boy, oh boy, this was all over the place yesterday. A woman believed to be the mother of baby Angel An infant whose body was discovered floating in the Mississippi River back in 2011 has now been charged in connection with the child's death. Back on September 5th of 2011, boaters reported that they had found a child inside of a bag about 7 miles south of Winona, Minnesota. Inside the bag was a pendant, incense, and several angel figurines that became the namesake for the unidentified newborn baby. And now, more than a decade after baby Angel's death, the Winona County Sheriff's Office partnered with the Firebird Forensics Group, a nonprofit organization that specializes in identifying human remains. Firebird has a history of assisting in cold case investigations, most notably aiding the FBI in the Golden State Killer case. Firebird using DNA from the child to locate potential relatives, and deputies followed up to request voluntary DNA samples using that info. In March of 2023, Firebird notifying the Sheriff's Department in Winona that it had found a possible lead in Jennifer Nicole Bockel, I think is how you might pronounce that last name. Deputies asking her to provide a DNA sample, but she asked twice for more time to think about it. A lawyer representing the woman later said to contact her only through counsel. Deputies eventually obtaining her DNA by rummaging through her trash and pulling out a used feminine hygiene product. Investigators say the sample taken from that item showed baby Angel could be her kid. And then in March of last year, investigators obtained another search warrant to get a DNA sample directly from her, which indicated a strong likelihood that she was baby Angel's biological mother. Swabs taken from the incense sticks left with the child's body came back as a match with her DNA. When interviewed by deputies, her relatives said the pendant found in baby Angel belonged to her,
that's
the mother.
The angel figurines and the pendant were identified by family members.
Bockel, also known to collect angel figurines, such as the ones that were found in the bag, and her relatives said they gave her an angel ornament every Christmas. And while they did not have contact with her in 2011, they said she was living in a van in the Winona area at the time
of the birth of baby Angel. And the community really always wrapping their arms. There was ceremonies and annual remembrance days and all of that.
And and it was a violent death too.
Yeah,
It wasn't like the baby came out and died of neglect. The autopsy of baby Angel found the child had suffered skull fractures while alive, and those fractures caused brain hemorrhage that resulted in the infant's death. It's just awful all around. Anyone who's lived here for a number of years has known about this, and maybe the end of this case coming, 15 years later. In Eau Claire yesterday, a man arrested for trespassing at an elementary school while possessing a firearm. According to a release from the Eau Claire Police Department at about 11 a.m. yesterday, police responding to Putnam Heights Elementary School.
Well, that's scary.
After staff reported an individual who was banned from the property requesting access to the building. So this guy's already known, and he's over there again, been banned. The individual is identified as Andre Yakovlevich Sakuga, I think is how you pronounce. Boy, these names. He's 32, and due to prior actions, he was previously told by the Eau Claire Area School District that he is prohibited from all district property. So not just this school. Staff denied him access and put the facility into a secure mode, which obviously is similar to a lockdown mode. It prohibits anyone from coming into or leaving the building, and classes continue as normal. Officers then conducting a traffic stop on this man while he was leaving the school. Loaded handgun observed in his vehicle during the initial contact. Did not comply with officer commands to exit the vehicle. They removed him from the car, took him into custody, and seized the firearm. He was arrested on the following charges, including carrying a firearm on school grounds, which is a felony, resisting an officer, and disorderly conduct. Also cited for trespassing and failure to have proof of carrying a concealed weapon. That investigation is ongoing. But this guy sounds like a complete problem in the school district in Eau Claire and is a constant issue.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe should be not allowed to be out. Big time severe weather could be on our way on Monday. Obviously, we're getting some rain this morning, and it's going to clear up tomorrow, and it's going to be a little cloudy on Sunday, but it looks like Monday we might be getting some severe thunderstorms in the area. I don't know if you saw the models. Obviously, it's still a few days away, but the learning models at Colorado State University painting a potential outlook on Monday for some very severe weather over Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. We're talking lots of rain and lots of wind. Severe thunderstorms possible on Monday. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on that as it gets closer.
Yeah, lots of rain, too. I mean, we're talking potential for, quite a downpour. But rain today, and by the way, a chilly start to your Saturday morning. We're going to be at an outdoor track meet in the morning, so you're going to want to bundle up. Eventually, it gets nice Tomorrow, really nice. Sunshine in mid-60s, so it should be a great day, but the morning's going to be chilly if you've got outdoor activities.
Yeah, big-time severe weather setup brewing early next week. Monday could be particularly intense from Iowa all the way down to northeast Kansas with supercells, damaging winds, and tornadoes all possible. Obviously, here in the Midwest, we're generally safe from the tornado situation.
Be aware of that.
And the Bucks, they continue their playoff series against the Pacers later on tonight. Obviously, they're down 0-2 in the series, but because of the playoffs, they've got some new food items at the Fiserv Forum. That's one of our favorite things to talk about, right? Milwaukee Bucks, new food options available for fans throughout the playoff run. This is not just for the series against the Pacers. For those sitting in the general seating areas, you can look forward to a variety of new options, including MKE cheesesteak brats, loaded pulled pork baked potatoes, a foot-long hot dog, bacon grilled cheese sandwich, ding, taco pizza, whiskey mushroom burger. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the Greek donuts, loukoumades, whatever they're called. Souvenir buttered popcorn, lemon pepper wings, big cluck chicken. Be careful with that one.
Wow, that sounds yucky.
For those that are looking to sit in the sweet sections, you'll get an opportunity to enjoy a Wisconsin delicacy a little bit early, the Wisconsin Cream Puffs.
Oh, really? The State Fair, the famous ones?
They're pumping them out. Also, they have a shrimp lobster roll, a seafood platter,
man.
Wisconsin seafood fry, a bone-in tomahawk steak. Jesus Christ.
That's the sweet people live different, Brian.
Chili fried chicken baskets as well. And, of course, the Bucks tonight at home at the Fiserv. So, being down 0-2, if you're thinking about trying any of these foods, you may want to go tonight because it's either tonight or I think
home cooking,
Sunday.
Right? It's home cooking.
Yeah,
so
hell
hopefully.
yeah. Get some of that. Yeah, and Damian Lillard obviously, back in the first game or the second game, but continuing to return from his injury. So, more sports in just a couple of minutes. Right now, it's Pop Evil.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
That is Public Enemy and Anthrax with Bring the Noise. By request for Chad. Needed something to pick him up this morning. There you go, Chad. Hopefully that worked. He's working solo right now. Wonder if you could play some Bring the Noise. Need a pick-me-up. That'll get your toe tapping at work. Mm-hmm. Brew Crew blowing it last night against the Giants. Well, yesterday afternoon, I should say. 6-5 final score. Yelich, key play, dropping the ball.
And a line drive to the left. Yelich is there. He makes the... No, he dropped it! Yelich dropped it! And the Giants take the lead.
Adames sitting on a fastball. And you got to think this is a rarity for Yelich.
Yeah, rarity. Dropped it. 6-5 final score. Brewers 10-game road trip continuing tonight. They're in St. Louis against the Cardinals at 7:15. The first of 3 against the Redbirds. NFL draft last night, number 1 overall pick.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback from Miami.
I saw a ton of pictures and video footage of our friends and listeners that were at Lambeau.
Me too.
Other people that we know in the industry that are there for work.
Yes.
Pete, who was it? Ian Rappaport, I believe, said 205,000 people had a picture from where the NFL draft stage was and all the crowd in front of it, and then a picture from like somewhere up top. I don't know where it was exactly where he took it, but yeah estimated 205,000 people there at Lambeau. Cam Ward, the quarterback from Miami, went number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans. Travis Hunter, the cornerback from Colorado, went number 2 to the Jaguars, who traded up with the Browns, who moved down to 5. Abdul Carter, the edge rusher from Penn State, went number 3 to the Giants. Packers picked up Matthew Golden.
For the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver.
Listen to this crowd. Oh, baby.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver of Texas.
And he's here.
Yeah, very cool moment there, as obviously a ton of Packer fans are in attendance, and they know the history of the draft, and they want the wide receiver, the sexy, flashy wide receiver for Jordan Love to throw passes to. It's been 22 years, and 23 years, and there you go. You got your guy, Matthew Golden. By the way, he's only 5'11". I would be a little concerned about that, but hey.
Dun, 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 dun.
Go, Pack, go!
As soon as team president Mark Murphy, who of course went out and announced the pick, began saying, for the first time since 2002, the crowd went nuts. Golden took the stage and shouted, "Green Bay, it's time!"
It's time.
Shedeur Sanders, by the way, who had a pretty prolific 2024
Did
season
not
at Colorado.
Go, right? Is that it? Got passed. Yeah.
He was not picked during the opening round and now waits for his fate
That
to be
must
decided
be terrible.
heading into tomorrow or tonight with the start of round 2. But yeah, I mean, look, just because you're Deion's kid and everybody's pumping you up and you're on social media and everything, like
he's good, right?
Well, he had a good season, but like
comes with a lot of baggage.
yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the problem, right? Do franchises really want to hitch their horse and buggy up to this guy? You know what I mean? Like, you question that.
Well, and it comes with his dad, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean, though.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Over in the NBA last night, the Knicks beat the Pistons 118-116. They take a 2-1 series lead. OKC, again, beating Memphis. Memphis doesn't have a chance. That's a 3-0 series lead there for Oklahoma City. That's going to be a sweep. And the Clippers beat the Nuggets 117-83. They take a 2-1 series lead. In the NBA tonight, Boston is at Orlando at 6 on ESPN for Game 3 of that series. Celtics lead 2-0. Pacers at Bucks, 7 p.m. That game is on NBA TV and apparently ESPNU. Indy obviously up 2-0. And the Lakers at the T-Wolves. That's the late game at 8:30. That is on ESPN. Series tied 1 apiece. NHL last night, Florida blanking Tampa Bay 2-0. They've got a 2-0 series lead. Maple Leafs beating the Senators in overtime 3-2. They've got a commanding 3-0 series lead there. And the Wild beat the Golden Knights 5-2 to take a 2-1 series lead. And finally, the Blues over the Jets 7-2. An absolute drubbing for the St. Louis Blues over the Jets there, the Winnipeg Jets. 2-1 series lead there. More action on the ice tonight. Washington, Montreal, 6 o'clock, Game 3 of that series. Capitals up 2-0. Carolina at New Jersey at 7 o'clock on TBS for Game 3 of that series with the Hurricanes leading 2-0. And another 2-0 series with the Kings at Edmonton. Kings up 2-0. That's a 9 o'clock start for Game 3 of that series. Sports on Rock Mornings. More NFL action tonight. NFL draft action from Green Bay.
Yeah, my feed on TikTok was full of cool videos of people like either unpacking like coolers. They flew into the Green Bay airport and they got like a gift thing with cheese curds and a beef stick and chocolates and, you know, all Wisconsin-y stuff. I saw a British couple who had been to Green Bay before. I guess she's a huge Packer fan. And they had come all the way across the pond and they could see Lambeau out their window, right? And she's like, you know, we're here, and they were, you know, taking video footage from it. But there are 2 stops. We're Quick Trip and Hy-Vee, by the way.
Hell yeah.
She's like, we don't have supermarkets
Welcome
like this.
to the Midwest.
You have soup at your Petro station?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people posting, obviously. I saw $200 parking spots. I saw long lines for the shuttle buses from downtown Green Bay trying to get to Lambeau.
Did you see people who were opening up their bathrooms? You pay to use their bathrooms? Or
a lot
they got
of
a porta potty in the yard, which you charge.
Strike while the iron's hot. I don't fault anybody for making a few bucks.
Me either.
It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to some Lincoln Park in a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
Kinda. Busy. A lot going on. Got a lot going on. I'm going to have to mow at some point, probably tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to get that done, but my lawn is already out of control, and this rain this morning is going to make it even worse.
I was looking at Monday. That's potentially...
Yeah, big bad day.
It could be. I mean, a lot of things could happen between now and Monday, but right now they're saying that could be some severe weather on Monday.
NFL Draft continues tonight on ABC. Rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL Draft start at 5 p.m. Over on CBS tonight, the second season finale of NCIS Sydney. The third season finale of Fire Country is tonight on CBS as well. Also on Hulu today, the stand-up special Jessica Kirson, I'm the Man. You like stand-up stuff? Today on Netflix, Havoc, an action thriller starring Tom Hardy as a jaded cop fighting his way through the criminal underworld to save Forrest Whitaker's son.
My son is not a killer.
This kid is public enemy number 1.
Your son just started a gang war. They just want to shoot him dead. That's the end of his story.
I make one phone call. You go down for life. Get him back.
Havoc on Netflix today, starring Tom Hardy and Forrest Whitaker. Also today on Max, the streaming premiere of Baby Girl, the movie about Nicole Kidman banging the guy.
Yeah. We're going to do this. We need to set some rules that you and I both agree on.
Did you order this?
Starting with, I tell you what to do and you do it.
And if I don't?
Get on your knees.
No. What?
Get on your knees now.
Yeah, so Nicole Kidman is the CEO of a company, and she's much older than this younger gentleman that works for her, and puts it all on the line, risks it all to have sex with her young intern, a guy named Harris Dickinson. You ever seen Secretary Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader?
Same kind of concept, the reversed, maybe.
Yeah, the gender roles are reversed because in that movie, James Spader was the dom and Maggie Gyllenhaal was the sub. And I don't know how deep, I haven't seen it, so I don't know how deep this one goes. I think this one's more about sex, and that one was more about dominance. But anyways,
that's out.
It streams today. The premiere of the streaming premiere of Baby Girl on Max today. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ABC, rounds 4 through 7 of the NFL Draft. So the last 3 rounds. And over on HBO tomorrow night, the stand-up special Brett Goldstein, The Second Best Night of Your Life. Sunday night on ABC, the $100,000 Pyramid. If you're looking to go see a movie this weekend because the weather's kind of gloom and doom, you're in luck. The Accountant number 2, starring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal's in theaters.
That's my big brother up there.
That was some dancing. Here in cowboy country, we don't mess with another man's girl.
You're from Glendale, Gerald.
It's okay. My brother wasn't having a good time tonight, but now he will.
Anything in this world better than punching somebody in the face who's got it coming?
Ben Affleck returning as the accountant. The first one was actually pretty good. I liked it. He is an autistic savant who audits the books of criminals throughout the world. After his former contact at the Treasury Department, J.K. Simmons, is assassinated, he teams up with his brother, played by John Bernthal, to track down and find his killer. The last one, you find out, hashtag spoiler alert at the end, that they're brothers. Also in theaters this weekend, rated R, it's called Until Dawn. It's basically like a horror movie version of Groundhog Day.
What the just happened? We all got murdered.
Oh.
And now we're here again.
So the night is just going to repeat itself.
I don't remember that happening last time.
Yeah, so this is based on a video game that came out about a decade ago.
So they're just trapped in a loop of getting killed?
Yeah, a girl is searching for her missing sister and gets trapped in a time loop with her friends where they're all murdered over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The only way to survive is to make it until dawn before they reach their 13th death.
Kind of a cool concept.
Also, The Legend of Ochi. It's rated PG, a modern fairy tale about creatures on a remote island that are hunted and feared by the local villagers. But when a girl named Yuri finds an injured baby Ochi, she keeps it hidden, sets it off to return the new friend to its family. Finn Wolfhard plays her best friend, and Willem Dafoe is her disapproving father. And that's what's in theaters this weekend. If you're looking to pick up some new tunes, you're in luck. Billy Idol's got a new album out, his 9th album. It's called Dream Into It. And his guests on that album are Avril Lavigne, Joan Jett, and Alison Mosshart from the Death Weaver, or Death Weather, wherever that is. Also, new stuff from Ghost, their 6th album out today.
Yep, knew that was coming.
Willie Nelson, a little bit more prolific.
Yeah, how many?
You could take 6 albums and multiply it by Billy Idol's 9 albums, and you wouldn't have enough albums to get halfway to Willie's. 77th album from Willie Nelson. It's called Oh, What a Beautiful World.
That's a collection.
And if you just can't get enough Smokey Robinson in your life, he's got a new album coming out called What the World Needs Now, an inspirational covers album from Smokey Robinson, who doesn't know what Hanukkah is.
Maybe your mom or something.
Yeah, it might be a birthday present for somebody. Or
Mother's Day is coming up.
Early Christmas present, right?
I think we're going to, we'll see how the rain is today and how I feel tonight, but we're talking about fish. I haven't been out to a supper club in I can't tell you how long, so we're talking about that.
There's plenty of them.
Track meet tomorrow at UWL most of all day, so that'll be outside, and like I said,
at least the weather tomorrow is going to be agreeable.
And by the afternoon, the morning's supposed to be pretty chilly, so under those pop-up tents, you're going to need those blankets and a little bit of maybe a pad to sit on the bleachers, but getting better as the day goes on. Should be great by the afternoon. Going to try to get some outdoor stuff done like you were talking about. I got some leaves to clean up, maybe wash a window or two.
Pat McGurty tonight, Beer, Wine, and Cheese Fest tomorrow, and then anniversary. My wife's apparently got something planned for Sunday.
Oh, is it a surprise?
I guess, yeah.
Is it a road trip or something? You guys, really?
Yeah, she said that it's first come, first serve, and they open at noon, and it's a little more than an hour away, so I don't know what it is, but it's some restaurant or brewery or something that we're going to, so looking forward to that.
I was contacted by your sons, Jeff and Jared, and they wanted me to wish you happy Chanukah. I have no idea what Chanukah is, but happy Chanukah because they said so. Anyway, God bless you, babe, and enjoy Chanukah. Have a wonderful time.
Get that Smokey Robinson album today. You can
Poor
do that.
Smokey. Poor Smokey.
Look at it, the yellow rain jacket she's wearing.
I know. It's creepy.
Looks
it's like It.
Paddington.
No, it's like the movie It. We all float down here, Georgie.
I think you need a rain jacket, a slicker.
Yeah, or an umbrella. It's going to be rainy this morning.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Leader of Men from Nickelback on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Got a request earlier from Chad. Wanted to hear that Anthrax, Bring the Noise. We did that. And then Davey said, great song. Trailblazing. Yeah, I don't know if it was trailblazing, but because there were certainly others who had done it before. The whole rock and rap crossover thing. Obviously, we like to refer to Aerosmith and Run DMC with Walk This Way back in the 80s. But yeah, when you crank it up a little bit and you start talking about Anthrax and Public Enemy or maybe Biohazard and Onyx, they did a version of Slam, which was Onyx's big hit back in the, I think, late 90s. There's been no shortage. If you really like the rock rap crossover, then the Judgment Night soundtrack is where you want to go. You've got crossovers with like Ice-T and Slayer. You've got Helmet and Everlast or House of Pain on that one. You've got there's a whole bunch on there, but the Judgment Night soundtrack from that movie from the mid 90s is a huge rock rap crossover album. So if you're into that stuff, that's one good source. There was also there was one with there was a Seven Dust one. It was the Rhyme. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Of course, I'm going to kick myself in the ass for forgetting it, but
good sound though.
Rhyme Doesn't Pay or something. I can't remember the name of the album, but it was a bunch of more modern bands, like early 2000s bands like Seven Dust and Korn,
doing that kind
doing
of
these rock rap crossovers. So yeah, and even Family Values, the Family Values tour back in the late 90s when you had like Korn and Orgy and Ice Cube, and so people who get butthurt about rap. Like Ja Rule's going to be at Rockfest this summer, and we had Ice Cube a couple of years ago.
It's been that way for a long,
dude.
long
It's been like that, and it's okay to dip your toe in the pond. I mean, we're not changing everything around. It's not going to be a whole. I mean, even at Country Boom, a little locally, they had Nelly a couple of years ago. They got
a crossover.
Lil Jon this year is going to be there, so it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to like it, but it's okay because it's not that big a deal, and it's been around for a long, long time.
Yes,
these crossovers. So now, granted, I don't want to go and just.
See that. Right. That'd be a different festival.
Then have a different festival for that. But yeah, thanks, Chad and Davey. Appreciate the text messages. Rockmornings.com to get in touch with us.
Rain likely this morning, wherever you are, but that should clear up, and then it looks like we'll have partly sunny skies maybe later today. Down into the 30s, though, tonight. And so it's going to take a while tomorrow to warm up to 64. It will be sunny and 64, but that's going to be afternoon. So expect that chilly morning tomorrow if you've got plans outside. And then maybe some rain again on Sunday. Monday, first alert watch. We're going to keep our eye on that. Rain likely and some strong storms moving through.
Got some Green Day on the way. They're finally getting their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Dude, I told my husband last night it was all about that story about them playing. Yeah, them playing it. They just showed up and played
31 cover tunes. They ripped off 31 cover tunes
at a club. That is like
club.
A dream thing, unannounced,
and not under the name Green Day either. And it was some like made up band or whatever.
Because I just saw last night. I was watching Ed Sheeran. Showed up unannounced at a bar in Nashville.
Oh, well, he did that. He did it on St. Patty's Day in Boston. He showed up and just did a gig, and people were drunk and like, who the hell is this guy?
After a week after we were there, and I said to the girls, I'm like, oh man, but he's playing guitar. And what was really cool in the video, it's a small bar in Nashville. I don't know exactly which one it was, but almost no one had their phones out. They were just sitting there singing along and looking at him and enjoying it, and hardly anyone was actually filming it. I thought that was really neat.
Very cool.
Yeah. I love those surprise shows.
All right, we'll get to that Green Day in a bit, and if you need something, rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Green Day with the Brain Stew / Jaded, getting their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame sometime in the near future. Your daughter got prom, right? Or did she already do prom?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Is this the junior or the senior?
Senior.
And that's not the big one anymore, right?
Well, it depends on your school. Some schools do senior prom as the big one. Some of them have junior prom as the big one. Our school has junior. Juniors and seniors can go both years, but juniors are the ones that host it. They have come up with a theme. They're the ones that are the core.
Put all the work into it?
Yeah.
Okay. She taking a stripper, or was that just me?
That was absolutely just you. She's going with a bunch of friends.
All right. So a stag party kind of thing rather than boyfriend-girlfriend thing?
Pictures down at the park, because that's what everybody does. And then out for food, and then to the dance.
Cool.
It's also the derby. So after we get done with
the hats and the drinks and the
makeup
juleps.
and the nails and the thing and the stuff and the pictures and the things, and we say goodbye and we do all of that, then we're going up for the
I know you are. I know who your best friend is. I know who your best friend is.
And the mint julep and the 1 minute race that you spend all day.
You know what I didn't know about the Kentucky Derby? Did you know that the ambulance drives right behind him on the track?
No.
I didn't know that. I had no idea until I saw there's a special on Netflix. It's like a documentary about jockeys and horse trainers and stuff. And I didn't realize that the ambulance, in case there's, God forbid, an accident, the ambulance is on the track and it's trailing the race. I had no idea.
I didn't either. But I do like to put some money down on, it makes it kind of fun. I know nothing about it, by the way, so it's just me picking names or, looking at the jockeys and going, I'll take that one and this one and that one. And
back to prom, your daughter obviously not the only girl in America that's going.
Everybody.
Yeah. There's an 18-year-old girl named Victoria Hoffman. Have you heard about her?
I have not.
She went on social media to ask for feedback on her prom dress, showed it off on TikTok.
Thank you so much, everybody. I've literally been crying for the past day and a half because everyone's being so nice, and my little sister is so excited because I get to go to prom, and I'm going to have a dress, and my nails are going to be done.
She went on her TikTok and said, someone please tell me this is a good prom dress. It's all I have. It's all I can afford. And people didn't just say, thumbs up, looks good, have a great time. They also started sending her a bunch of money. She says she got enough money to cover her prom expenses, her graduation expenses, and even some more to pay for her EMT training in the future. She says, I'm beyond grateful. Can't thank you enough. Victoria Hoffman, 18-year-old homeschooled student, right? So this is a big deal. Probably a little bit more big for an whole, think of, Sissy Spacek and Carrie, right? Like this crazy mom. And I have no idea what her home situation is like. And obviously in the movie Carrie, she went to actual school, but still you get that kind of vibe, right? That sort of like.
Well, she just has probably missed out on a lot of more social
necessarily get to do a lot of the social stuff, as you said. Yeah. In addition to her academic coursework, she also attends vocational technical school, recently ordered an outfit from Amazon for graduation. But would it work for prom? She went to TikTok to find out, showing it off. The clip is only 10 seconds long, but it's already got millions of views. Twirls around in a blue and white rose pattern dress paired with a corset blouse. She says, I don't have a ton of money and my parents aren't in a position where I can ask them in good conscience to buy me a dress. She's in Pennsylvania, by the way. I thought I'd get a couple of opinions, maybe some suggestions on how I could have schbutzed it up.
Yeah.
And then it went absolutely viral. She's still in shock. Can't believe it.
Right. That was never her intention. She really was just trying to say, what would you do with this outfit to make it work?
The post, by the way, has already got more than 24,000 positive comments. She deleted a few of the mean ones because, that's what people do, and has been the video viewed over 6 million times. She works at a McDonald's. She got a bunch of donations from strangers to purchase accessories for the prom and also has enough money left over to pay for EMT school. How cool is that?
It's so great.
And wasn't putting it out there, GoFundMe, asking for money, any of that. Just wanted some opinions on what people thought of the dress and would it be good for a prom? And yeah.
Oh, I am really in a wormhole of watching prom outfits, videos where
it's a mood.
Where they're like over the top with like awesome backdrops and cool cars and the boy and the girl match, and I'm full into it. That and the senior splash, the assassin thing I was telling you about with the squirt guns.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's a national thing, right? I like lots and lots of seniors are doing this.
Gotcha.
Like the whole country, I think. So you get names and, you try to get each other out. Well, I have been watching these awesome videos that you would really appreciate, Brian, because people are doing all sorts of trickery and they're getting their friends. There's
Sneaking
been
up around
prom
the corner.
asks where the guy has the sign and then behind
The
it
gun
he's got the
is
guy.
the
And
water gun.
so yes, and then
Squirts it.
pizza delivery, fake pizza delivery to the
Ooh,
door
that's
where
a
they
good
got to
one.
get. They wait outside the gym when they come out at night, and they've got it. It is the best.
Prom right around the corner for some of you. Going to an adult prom tonight.
Yeah,
Looking
you
forward to
are.
it. Getting decked out with the wife and getting our duffs up the bluff to enjoy Pat McCurdy. I made sure that Murph, Pat obviously played our wedding reception as well 12 years ago when we got married. And so I texted Murph to see if he was going to be there this weekend.
Are you guys going to slow dance?
Well, Murph is he's busy with the draft. He's kind of over there working
is he
the
really?
draft.
Oh.
And so he's got a lot going on. He's not going to be here. Murph is Pat's manager. And I said, FYI, in case Pat forgets, because he's got a lot going on. He's a busy guy. Our anniversary is on Sunday, and it would be cool if he could play our
Full circle
our
thing.
wedding song.
And you guys could dance all dressed up.
Yeah, so that'll be, I'll have to, care for a couple minutes.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Did you get her flowers, like a corsage or something?
Bro, what are you doing here? What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Well, it's prom. That's part of it. Oh, you're such a romantic. Don't let anybody know.
We'll get to some wage war in just a bit. Rockmornings.com if you want to get in contact with us. Make sure you sign up for date night while you're on the website as well. Your chance to win all sorts of freebies. We got beer, a flight of beer and some pizza at the Bloomer Brewing Company if you live in the Eau Claire area. And, of course, in the La Crosse area, we'll hook somebody up with free pizza and beer at Saxon Hall.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Wake up your breakfast and your bloodstream with 5 Hour Energy's caffeinated hot sauce. But it's not just a flavor explosion, it's a full-body reboot. 5 Hour Energy's new caffeinated hot sauce is also a decongestant. Need to go number 2? It's also a laxative. Need help down there? 5 Hour Energy's new caffeinated hot sauce is also great for erectile dysfunction. It's that kind of hot. And coming soon, 5 Hour Energy hot sauce mouthwash and pizza sauce. Because why just live when you can spice through life?
There is a collaboration just in time for Cinco de Mayo between 5 Hour Energy and Taco John's.
They're a collaboration?
A limited edition mango habanero hot sauce in a collaboration between, again, 5 Hour Energy and Taco John's. The idea is to combine the sweet heat of mango and habanero with a little extra energy boost in the form of caffeine, essentially. Caffeinated hot sauce now available. Last summer, 5 Hour Energy drink released a limited edition energizing barbecue sauce in partnership with the National Food Lab. That sauce featured the same peach mango flavors as the original energy shots, which was, of course, caffeinated. About 60 milligrams of caffeine per serving. And they say that after the huge success of last summer's 5 Hour Energy inspired energizing barbecue sauce, we knew we were on to something special. Teaming up with Taco John's for this sequel has been an awesome opportunity to connect with our fans in a fresh, exciting way. The sauce, by the way, this 5-Hour Energy Taco John sauce gives 200 milligrams of caffeine, designed to go anywhere. The 2-ounce shot-sized bottle, purse-friendly. Obviously, a lot of millennials like to bring their own sauce to restaurants, which I
it's
find
kitschy. I get that. Maybe it's interesting. It's a fun topic. How much sauce do you have to have before the caffeine is a factor?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? You're only putting a little bit on a taco or whatever.
The sauce, the spicy Cinco de Mango flavor is what they're calling it, will be available for free starting on the 28th, so that's Monday, when you buy a spicy Cinco de Mango shot or as part of Taco John's No Siesta Fiesta bundle at participating locations near Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Kansas City, and Boston. So obviously, check local listings before going out if you're looking for the Cinco de Mango hot sauce, caffeinated energy hot sauce.
Yeah, it's just a flash in the pan and raises some excitement. It's just the caffeine part can't really be a factor. You can't. You know what I mean?
Milligrams. I mean, I don't know.
How much are you putting on, though? I mean, that's got in the.
That's in a 2-ounce shot. I mean, you might do all 2 ounces on your full meal.
I guess.
2 ounces ain't that much. You know, it's a shot glass. That's it. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. The latest, by the way, serious health risk for people is paper receipts. This is not new, but apparently it's making its way into the news again, as health researchers say that thermal paper receipts often have high levels of forever chemicals. BPS is one of them. It's similar to BPA, which is in plastics. You've probably seen things that are labeled BPA free. The BPS in receipts is hormone disrupting.
Is this where there's multiple copies? Is that what it is?
No, I think this is like I think this is just receipt paper. It mimics estrogen and can throw off the normal functioning of the body, including your metabolism, growth, and development and reproduction. The chemical can be absorbed through the skin when handling receipt paper, and supposedly holding a BPS-laced receipt for only 10 seconds can have serious health consequences.
No receipt. Would you like your receipt?
No,
thank you. No, thank you. Oh,
No.
yeah, you're right. It's just regular receipt paper.
Yeah, it's apparently not a new discovery. Scientists have been researching the harmful effects of BPS for a while. Back in 2021, some German researchers warned that it could seriously damage human brains after studying its effects on goldfish. And it was known that BPS was in thermal paper receipts. They're one of the reasons why they are not recyclable. So, yeah, you might be thinking, oh, it's paper, I'm going to throw it in the recycling bin. No, not so much.
Don't do that.
It's in the news now because the Center for Environmental Health, the CEH, conducted a study recently and found that many retailers are using thermal receipts with overly high levels of BPS. So not the cheap stuff. They're using, the stuff with the BPS in it. They're planning to sue retailers who continue to use these without providing clear warnings on the receipts. If you're an employee who handles receipts a lot, which is where the real danger comes in, they say you should wear gloves. This is not just me and you grabbing a receipt, sticking it in the bag, and going home with it.
This is somebody that's
This is someone that's hundreds of times a day. Would you like a receipt? Would you like a receipt?
Yeah.
Would you like a receipt? Also telling consumers to decline paper receipts whenever possible.
Yeah, sounds like it. No, thank you. I don't need that.
Dude, I'm too late to the game. If I had known this when I was 12, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have cared, so it wouldn't have mattered. But at this age, dude, I don't have much time left, so I'm not going to worry about it.
You can figure out, you can Google it, by the way, to see the difference between carbonless and thermal, so you can tell maybe where you work and what they're using, or ask. If you're someone who's doing that all the time, let's ask them questions, figure it out. Have them switch.
We'll get to some more sports here in a couple of minutes. Doc will join us after 8 o'clock to talk racing. Bad News with Happy Music is coming up, and we'll pick some winners for date night, so make sure you sign up online at rockmornings.com. It's Wage War.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Wage War on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. The Brew Crew losing to the Giants yesterday 6-5. Their 10-game road trip continuing tonight in St. Louis against the Cardinals. 7:15 first pitch. 1-3 between the Brewers and the Cardinals. NBA last night, the Knicks over the Pistons, 118-116. They have a 2-1 series lead there. Oklahoma City Thunder taking a commanding 3-0 series lead on the Memphis Grizzlies with a 114-108 victory last night. That series is over. Memphis didn't stand a chance.
No, kind of not, huh?
And the Clippers beat the Nuggets 117-83. They take a 2-1 series lead there. Boston, Orlando tonight, followed by Pacers at Bucks. That game, by the way, the Bucks game.
Yes, please.
In Milwaukee will be on NBA TV and apparently ESPNU.
What time is that?
7 p.m. 7 p.m.
7 o'clock.
Of course, Indy is up 2-0 but maybe some home cooking will treat the Bucks just right. Last game tonight will be the Lakers T-Wolves at 8:30 on ESPN. That series knotted up at a game apiece. Golden State Warriors have reportedly avoided the worst-case scenario with Jimmy Butler, but might have to prepare for Game 3 without him. 6-time All-Star diagnosed with a deep glute muscle contusion and is in serious jeopardy of missing the Warriors game on Saturday, tomorrow. Yeah, fell down pretty hard. They thought maybe he fractured his tailbone or something, but no, looks like no fracture, but a big, deep glute muscle contusion for Jimmy Butler. Over in the NHL, NHL last night, Florida over Tampa Bay 2-0. Leafs beat the Senators 3-2 in overtime. Golden Knights losing to the Wild 5-2. And the Jets getting drubbed, an absolute drubbing by the Blues. The Blues beat up the Jets pretty bad, 7-2 last night. Over on the ice tonight, Washington, Montreal, 6 p.m. Carolina, New Jersey, 7 p.m. And then the last game tonight for the NHL is the Kings at Edmonton at 9 p.m. Bucks have extended the GM, John Horst. New multi-year contract extension, ownership, and his agent, Brian Elfus, reached a new deal late Wednesday night for the NBA Championship Executive and 2019 NBA Exec of the Year. Bucks have made the playoffs in all 8 of his seasons as GM. Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that they got Giannis friggin' Antetokounmpo?
I was just going to say.
No offense, dude. I get it. You're doing a good job and all that stuff, and you get to claim those stats. But let's be honest.
Are the players happy? The organization's happy, but it has a lot, obviously. It's hanging on the jersey sales of Giannis.
647 winning percentage, second best in the NBA during that 8-year span. So, yeah, he's doing okay, but let's be honest. It's really about Giannis, not about John Horst. And last but not least, maybe we'll get a little more info about this from Doc when we talk racing with him at 8:15-ish. But NASCAR driver Catherine Legg.
Oh, yeah, what?
It's not surprising to me that this happens, but it's just every time you hear it, it's like, this again. Receiving hate mail and death threats from auto racing fans after she was involved in a crash that collected veteran driver Casey Kane during the Xfinity Series race last weekend at Rockingham. Legg, who has started 4 Indy 500s, but is relatively new in stock car racing, added during the episode of Throttle Therapy, a podcast that she's on, with the inappropriate social media comments I've received aren't just disturbing, they're unacceptable. Let me be clear. I'm here to race and I'm here to compete, and I won't tolerate any of these threats to my safety or to my dignity, whether that's on the track or off of it. And look, she's not alone. Bubba Wallace, obviously, there's been a ton of stuff directed at him, and I'm sure a lot of NASCAR drivers and professional athletes are getting DMs and hate mail from people all over the place.
Well, we heard about that with women's basketball, and the Angel and all those players.
Go to any post on ESPN's Facebook page about something that happens in the WNBA, and just
it's garbage.
Oh, it's just a stew of disgustingness.
It's too bad she has to say those statements, but it's good that she's saying, listen, I'm not tolerating that. I'm still racing.
Yeah.
This isn't, you're pathetic and sick and weak.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago, in any industry where you're in front of people and they can tell you how they feel, don't read the comments. It's just not worth it. Because
what's really scary, though, those, not just to criticize her, but threaten her life. And that's the part that's just terrifying.
Yeah. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We've got, as I mentioned, Doc joining us after 8 o'clock to talk NASCAR racing, see if we get a little bit more in-depth update on that. Bad News, Happy Music as well, and we'll pick some winners for date night, so sign up online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Lacy things, the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night, walking round in women's underwear.
No, it's not Christmas, but it is National Lingerie Day.
On a Friday, huh?
By the way, rest in peace, Bob Rivers. I don't know if you knew this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the legendary DJ from Seattle who created all those Christmas parodies, like 12 Pains of Christmas,
yes.
like that. That's him. He passed away in March.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if we had mentioned it when it happened, but National Lingerie Day.
Lingerie.
Also, License Plate Day.
There's a bar in Nashville. Well,
I saw it. I've seen pictures of it. Yeah.
So that's
Trust
really
me,
cool.
I'm getting all the downloads, man. You don't need to tell me. I haven't even been there, and I feel like I've already been there. Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I didn't find the Wisconsin one because we weren't in there very long. It was packed, and I couldn't get, it was just. But I saw, both upstairs and downstairs are covered with them, but I didn't find Wisconsin.
I got a guy. I'm assuming that people bring their own plates, right? Is that the deal, or do they get them on their own?
I don't know. Okay. I didn't see anybody with them, but they're
all over the place.
Yeah.
I got a guy I went to high school with, who collects license plates, and he's always posting them. I'm like, you're a dork. But who am I to judge? I collect action figures. So.
It was fun to do that when we drove out west with the kids to
look for license
plates. Yeah, and finding ones from really, really far away. Like the Hawaiis, the Alaskas. Yeah. It's like, what are they doing? Like how did the Hawaii plate get here? I don't even know.
Flying car.
Yeah.
National Lingerie Day, National License Plate Day, also National Plumbers Day. That is a job that will never be overtaken by AI.
Yes.
Or computers or robots.
It's important. And when you need one, you need one.
Yeah. My dad was a plumber growing up. And I vividly remember in the wintertime, it was like, don't expect dad to be home in the morning because people's pipes are freezing, and that's when you make the maximum amount of money. It's when emergencies happen. So, yeah. National Plumbers Day, National Lingerie Day, and National License Plate Day. We've got some rain in the forecast this morning.
It moves out of here, though.
But it'll move out sometime later today. Only going to be in the mid to upper 50s. Tomorrow, though, really nice. Looks like it'll get into the mid 60s by sometime early afternoon with some sunshine. Going to be very sunny tomorrow, so it's going to dry up a little bit. And then on Sunday, cloudy with, again, a high in the mid 60s, and maybe on Monday, some severe weather.
Yeah, those kids going to prom should have a nice afternoon, early evening for photo shoots, but those little ones out on the soccer field in the morning or at a track meet are going to be chilly. 33 on the overnight, and that's going to take a while to warm up tomorrow, so bundle up in the morning.
By the way, that album I was thinking of earlier, we had that request from Chad who wanted to hear Anthrax and Public Enemy doing Bring the Noise, and then Davey, who texted in while the song was playing saying that it was a great tune and it was trailblazing, and I kind of went off on a tangent about rap and rock and the crossover and everything. The album I was thinking of was Take a Bite Out of Rhyme, and it's got people like Stained and Fred Durst doing Bring the Noise. They did a version of that. Mm-hmm. Also, you got Seven Dust doing a cover of the LL Cool J classic, Going Back to Cali. Bloodhound Gang doing a version of Tricky.
Oh, that's fun.
It's Tricky, Run DMC classic. Also, you got Fun Loving Criminals doing a cover of Microphone Fiend. Dope, the guys that are beloved in the state of Wisconsin, doing a cover of New Jack Hustler, an Ice-T classic. So, yeah, it's called Take a Bite Out of Rhyme, and it came out in like 2000. And that was the album I couldn't remember for whatever reason. Brain fart. Happens on Fridays. We've got Doc joining us in about a half hour to talk racing, bad news, happy music as well, and we'll pick some date night winners. So sign up online at rockmornings.com. Right now, it's Breaking Benjamin.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Breaking Benjamin, I Will Not Bow on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Thought we were going to have another big vet bill. We've had a few recently. Obviously,
Yeah, you had to get the puppy spayed.
Brought Remy in to get her spayed a couple of weeks ago. That's
expected.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that expense was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But the other night, she's fully recovered. Everything's been back to normal. We've already taken her to daycare a couple times. So she's been good.
Yeah.
But the other night, I don't know what got into her. She's getting to the point now where she knows that she can get into the bed on her own, but she has to time it just right because she's not fully grown.
Mm-hmm.
Our bed is much higher than a normal bed.
She's got to take a running leap, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, she went for it and biffed it. And I'm on the other side. I'm on my side of the bed.
Like over the top and down onto the ground?
No,
or like
no.
Ran into the side of it?
So the mattress is like this thick. It's huge.
Yeah.
And the bed, when you're walking around it, is like above your waist. That's how high it is. I have to actually like kind of get up into the bed as opposed to just sort of falling into it. Like if I sat down on the bed, my feet wouldn't touch the ground. Mm-hmm. That's how high up it is. So she went for it. Fenway has no shot. She's a little dog with tiny little legs, so you have to pick her up and put her in the bed. And most of the time, that's what we do with Remy. But this time around, she decided to try it on her own.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't see it happen, but I heard it because I heard the
commotion.
Yep, the sound of a dog hitting the floor, the hardwood floor,
mm-hmm.
and then the yelping, and then the whining, and then I saw the gimpy limping, and I'm like, oh God, no! And so my wife wasn't in the room at the time. She comes running in. She's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I think Remy tried to get on the bed and failed, and so I went and picked her up and put her on the bed, and she was appreciative of that and wiggly butt and all that stuff, but you could tell she was still kind of gimpy. Well, the following day, got home from work, and she was still kind of like not acting right.
A little sore, a little tender.
You could tell something was wrong, and I was watching her walk, and then when she came in, she ate, which was okay, and she went to the bathroom, but then I was like messing around with her legs, and you start pinching and moving things around, and you're rubbing things to see if anything, you get a reaction from her, and thankfully nothing. I think she may have just maybe got a bruise or a sprain or maybe some sort of brief injury, but knock on wood, it all seems to be well. But my wife, of course, immediately comes home, and I said, I'm like, I think Remy hurt herself. And she's like, oh my God, do we got to take her in? And I was like, no, let's give it a day or two and see if it gets worse or improves, and then we'll make a decision about that. But yeah.
Just a little tweak.
Goddamn dog.
Well, look at the summer ahead of you. You've got plenty outside time and potential injuries coming.
I know. Doc will be joining us here in just a bit to talk NASCAR racing and, of course, Bad News Happy Music coming up as well. RockMornings.com to get in touch with us.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15 on Fridays during the NASCAR season. We are joined by the one and only, the mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
Happy 4th of July. It's May next week, so start practicing because you only got 2 months left. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
Heard about that from the guys at the campground. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the doc.
Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
Are you?
Always.
Hashtag this guy.
Always.
He gets to stay on the box.
Hell yeah, he does get to stay on that box. Hashtag this guy.
He's going to have to come from the back.
That's the only way to come is from the back. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
That guy's coming from everywhere. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Sounds like a good weekend at Doc's house. Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
Sneaky Pete. Hashtag this guy.
First day with the new tongue.
Oh, man. Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast.
Happens all the time. Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching there, Doc?
What are you touching?
Oh, my goodness. Miralox, my old friend. Between a head cold and allergies, I'm getting my ass kicked right now.
Yeah, not very fun.
By the way, when you come from behind, you both can watch the NASCAR race.
Yeah, that's why rednecks only do it doggy style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Speaking of NASCAR, we were talking, I don't know if you heard earlier, Catherine Legg getting some death threats over the wreck with Casey Kane.
Yeah, which is stupid. I mean, if you watch the race, she's out of the way. She's given the inside lane to everybody to let her go by. And William Sawalich comes barreling in, and, he sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end. Sir, there's another one for you, buddy. And yeah, I can't
There's
stop
no
myself.
other possible way to describe that wreck, Brian, than blasting her from the rear end.
That's the only way to blast her, Gene, is from the rear end.
Go ahead, Doc. What happened?
So let me say it clear so he gets it on tape correctly. Blasts her in the rear end.
Yeah.
Turns her into Casey Kane, and also like the nostalgic NASCAR fans are just just pissed off because she took out Casey Kane. She didn't do this. She was out of the way. This is all on William Sawalich. Direct all your anger at him. I mean, this is stupid. And to death threats? Are you kidding me? How stupid are you people? Just knock it off. It's just a race. This woman has been racing for 20 years. She knows how to drive a race car. She earned her spot. I love this quote from her earlier this week. I am no DEI hire. I earned my ride. So, Catherine Legg is a professional. She's run Indy races, NASCAR races. The woman can handle a race car. So just get off her ass.
Totally.
And, I can't believe people are doing this, but it is today, I guess, where you can get on Facebook and say what you want and be totally anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
So keyboard warriors at their finest. This week, they are at Talladega. It is the biggest track on the circuit. It's a 2.6-mile tri-oval, 33-degree banking. Tyler Reddick won this race last year as he just barely beat Brad Keselowski. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the race back in September. Qualifying record without a restrictor plate set by Bill Elliott in 1987 at 212.8 miles an hour. Qualifying record with a restrictor plate set by Kyle Busch in 2014 at just over 200 miles an hour. Excuse me, and I'll be doing that a lot because of the cold and the allergy, so I apologize. Fantasy experts, they're pretty much everybody across the board likes Blaney. Some of them like Stenhouse and Keselowski. And let's face it, they're both good on the restrictor plates. When I filled mine out last night, you look at other drivers who, if they can avoid the big accident, they'll be a factor at the end here. Hamlin, Wallace, McDowell, Reddick, all four of them very good at working the traffic. VegasInsider.com brings us our odds this week. Blaney at plus 1,000. Keselowski and Logano at plus 1,200. Hamlin at plus 1,300. Byron and Busch at plus 1,400. Red Cedar Speedway was going to attempt for the third week in a row to get their season opener. They just posted it about 15 minutes ago. They have canceled for the third week in a row.
The weather, very uncooperative. Yeah,
especially for a dirt or clay track like Red Cedar Speedway. I mean, it's tough for them to sit through rain like this in the morning and try and get the track prepared by race time tonight. So, unfortunately, they're just going to have to cancel for tonight. Maybe they can get somewhere where it hasn't been raining and race tonight. Otherwise, we will try again next weekend. La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway participants, tomorrow morning is the tire sale and registration day. You can purchase tires, pit pads, pit passes, season passes. Any registration that needs to be taken care of, you can do that tomorrow morning. Hey, any fan, if you still want to get that super fan punch card, those will be available tomorrow morning in the pit area. Just stop down there. The event runs from 9 to 11, so you can get all that stuff taken care of. Be all ready to go when we get out there for practice here in just a couple of weeks. Doc Smoker calendar, and I can only find one, so if you've got a smoker going on besides this one, I apologize. You don't have it sitting anywhere on Facebook that I could find it. Lethe Racing Smoker supporting Tom Lethe's late model run at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. At Nick's Bar in Barry Mills, food, beer, shots, tip boards, raffles. I don't know if they have basket raffles. Lots of games, music and dancing and shenanigans. This party starts at 3 p.m. And remember, folks, in smoker season, get out and support a great local short track team. And now that tracks are starting to open up everywhere in the country, wherever you're at, and I know a lot of people listen all over the country on the app, take your family out and get out and support a great local short track. Doc's Race Report has been brought to you by County Materials on Empire Street in Holman. That is this week's Race Report.
Doc, I hope you feel better.
Me too.
I know this time of year sucks for people who suffer from allergies, and it sounds like you're suffering.
Yeah, I'm double whammy here. So it's a thing between my allergy medicine and the Mucinex. Like, which one do I take next? So I got to suffer and just plow through, and eventually I'll get through it. But it's something. The head cold normally doesn't come during allergy season, which is mind-boggling for me. So I'll get through it.
Well, if I could offer you any suggestions, it would be to blast her in the rear. And then maybe...
I can't wait.
Maybe, just maybe, that'll work.
Maybe the NASCAR race will be on.
Don't slip one in. Nobody wants that, Doc.
Have you tried a neti pot? Everybody raves about the neti pots. You got one of those things?
I have one. Have you ever tried it, Doc?
No, I do not have one of those.
You might want to try it. I would like to see a video of you trying it, actually. If you could get a neti pot and then have Lori film this,
I'm so afraid I'm going to drown or suck in water. And like,
you're not going to drown.
Dude, it doesn't seem natural to me.
Why do I feel like Gene, of all people, is setting me up for some failure?
I just think the first time you use one, it might take a minute or two to figure out what you're doing, and I want to see that minute or two before you actually get it.
So I'd look like Brian's dog jumping on the bed.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
You bet, guys. Take it easy.
Each and every Friday during the NASCAR season at about 8:15, we get on the phone with Doc to talk NASCAR racing. We've got the latest from Ghost in a couple of minutes, and Bad News Happy Music is coming up as well.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Well, another notch in the I'm never getting on a plane bedpost.
Oh, no. What happened now?
A 62-year-old man in the throes of a life-threatening medical emergency died after an American Airlines flight crew failed to call for help until after the plane landed, taxied to the gate, and all other passengers had disembarked. By that time, it was too effing late to save this guy, according to his family.
That's usually they're way on top of that. They waited.
John William Cannon suffering a fatal heart attack in the back of an ambulance as EMTs rushed him to a medical center in Durango, Colorado, according to a wrongful death lawsuit that was filed by his son.
So what was happening?
A Kentucky resident was in town to attend his best friend's partner's funeral. How long does it take to deboard a plane? 20, 30 minutes? That's critical time. Cabin crews are trained in CPR, and all commercial airlines required since 2004 to have defibrillators. According to his attorney, nobody's expecting a flight attendant to be a doctor, but you have to at least attempt a recovery. If things had played out differently, Cannon would, quote, probably be alive today. The emotional side of this is not just in losing a family member, but in how it went down, how alone and scared he must have been.
Ugh.
In an email, an American Airlines spokesperson said, "We are reviewing the complaint." According to his son's complaint, while deplaning, Cannon fainted and collapsed on the jetway. It says that American Airlines employees helped Cannon back to his feet, then just over 2 minutes later sent him off so he wouldn't miss his connecting flight. Yeah, this guy having a medical crisis on board this plane. They let everybody else off, and then they got him off the plane and sent him on his way without doing any sort of yeah. So they're suing for wrongful death.
Yeah. Did they think he just fainted and that he came to and...
Maybe.
Maybe
like the change in pressure or something. I don't know. I don't know how often that happens, but yeah, not sure. My wife loves Sonic. Unfortunately, we don't have one in town.
Does she really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like her.
Is it the burgers or is it the shakes?
I think it's the variety of drinks. She always sees the commercials like, damn you, Sonic. Because they're always doing new drinks. This manager of a Sonic in Oklahoma is going to be in some big trouble after she gave a 16-year-old female coworker a marijuana edible.
She was throwing up, being sick from all the stuff she ingested. I was just kind of taken back a little bit about why did you give it to her or whatever. How did she end up with it? Because she asked for it. That's just zero responsibility for anything. not only a 16-year-old, but also at a restaurant where they're going to be involved with people all day long, right? Something bad's going to happen no matter what.
Darlene Durham is the manager at the Sonic there. She says she only gave the girl the edible because she asked for it.
Oh, you don't do that.
Well, then case closed.
Right. I know she's a minor, and I'm her boss and an adult and a supervisor, but she asked for it.
As you heard there in the clip, the girl didn't just get high. She apparently got sick, vomited, and was unresponsive. Somebody called 911. They came and brought the girl out of it. She'll be okay. It sounds like Darlene only gave her one gummy. Not sure the percentages, though, or if maybe the young girl just had a bad reaction to it. Darlene, by the way, arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Unfortunate situation, but if she asked you for a bottle of vodka, would you go to the liquor store? Probably
if you're cool, you do.
Probably not.
Hey, man, me and my friends are trying to get some alcohol. There's a woman in North Carolina who apparently really likes Bed Bath & Beyond.
I can appreciate it.
Loves the lotions and the candles and whatever the hell else is in a Bed Bath & Beyond.
3 wicks last a long time.
Loves it so much that she went to several locations and stole $13,000 worth of merchandise.
You just wait till they're on sale, the 3-week sale. That's what you do.
This woman is from Greenville, North Carolina, facing several theft and conspiracy charges after police say she stole more than 13 grand worth of stuff from 2 different Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath and Body Works, stores in Raleigh, North Carolina. Only 2. That's a lot of stuff out of 2.
It is a lot of stuff.
I mean, I know their stuff's expensive, but 13 grand out of 2 different stores. 25-year-old Janisha Arrington.
How was she getting all that out of there with the
arrested
big bags?
in connection with 3 different thefts that happened in last November, 2024. Arrested on 6 counts of felony larceny, 6 counts of felony conspiracy, misdemeanor larceny, and misdemeanor conspiracy. Warrants show that Arrington stole and conspired with 4 others to steal multiple Bath and Body Works candles, body sprays, creams, and other items from the stores there in Raleigh, North Carolina. 13 grand worth of stuff. So it's like a syndicate of people, but she's the ringleader there of the group.
I had to Google Goop Vagina candles.
I've never seen one of those there.
They don't sell the Goop Vagina candles?
Mm-mm.
It's overpowered. I can't do it. My wife had a gift card for the one in the mall, and we were out doing some shopping, and we went in there. She wanted to get some thing. I don't remember what the hell it was, but I walked in. I'm like, I can't be in it. It's like so overwhelmingly smelly. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you spend 12 to 8 hours a day in one of those places.
I do like the plug-in, like...
My wife's got those,
yeah.
The smelly ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of smelling, there are new billboards in New York City. Have you seen these?
Mm-mm.
And they show people's armpits. And these billboards that show people's armpits are scratch and sniff.
Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my fingers under my arms and I smell them like that. And that's really gross. It's gross.
That's gross.
That's gross. So what do you mean you can smell the billboards?
Yeah, so there's video of people actually walking up to it as part of an ad campaign for a personal care brand, which, obviously parts, pits, and privates, all that stuff. But yeah, there's these new billboards there in New York where people walk up.
And it smells like B.O.?
I think it's more smell like the product that you want them to buy, right? I mean, isn't that kind of the deal?
Okay. You are a smelly pirate hooker.
I was going to say, don't need that.
Yeah. New billboards in New York. Dude, honestly, with all the crime and the stuff and the homelessness and everything that happens and pizza rats and everything that goes on, I'm not touching anything, and I'm not sniffing anything either.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Oh, yeah. Scented with oils. You can stop and sniff.
I'm good.
You don't have to touch it.
I'm not doing any of that. I don't want to get my face or body anywhere near any of that stuff. Not in New York City, that's for sure. That place is a dumpster. No, thank you. Bunch of disgusting people running around, puking and pooping on everything. Barely civilized in that city. Barely.
Apparently McDonald's did this in
If I want to smell fries from McDonald's, I'll just go get some goddamn fries. I don't need a scratch and sniff
billboard. They had billboards that smelled like the aroma of McDonald's in Europe, I guess, last year, but not
I'll just get the fries, man. I'll get the Big Mac. This is crazy. This is a hashtag Florida kid. 17-year-old boy arrested after his 77-year-old mother. What's the math there, Gene?
I just did it. She was 60. Did she adopt him?
Apparently tried to poison his mother by pouring bleach in her milk.
Milk was a bad choice.
April 19th, so last week, authorities say that 17-year-old boy tried to poison his 77-year-old mother. She poured a glass of milk from the fridge, took a sip, and had an intense chemical taste. He was arrested at the house on multiple felony charges. The body cam footage of the teen's arrest, along with him talking to his mom, the deputy says, "Do you recall what happened this morning?" The woman says, "Yes, he put Clorox in the milk." The deputy said, "You poured it into your glass and had some? How much did you think you had?" The woman said, "I think I had a little bit, and I tasted it." The deputy there examining the milk confirmed it had a strong odor of bleach. Investigators say the woman's son is the one who called, or the other woman's other son is the one who called 911. "We have a 17-year-old here who put Clorox in our milk, attempting to poison our mother, and I don't know what to do about that."
Get him some help?
Yeah. Maybe get him out of the house. Maybe lock the bleach up.
Well, Nanny Doss, the serial killer that killed all her husbands and a couple kids and her mother-in-law, she put rat poison in coffee.
Deputy says the mom did not report any immediate symptoms but wanted medical attention and an evaluation anyways.
Is it cheese made of moose milk?
Yes.
Or milk meat fucker?
Bonnie Blue, the OnlyFans chick who banged all those guys.
Oh, yeah. She's trying to start another record or something.
No, but this is...
So she did like 1,000 guys in a 24-hour period or something?
She banged like 1,057 guys in 24 hours.
With like...
And let's be honest, like this was really not sex in the way that we think of it, right? There's like,
yes,
step up, be ready, here's your 10 seconds, and get the hell out of here, right? And there's been a lot of news that has come out of this whole story with the guy in the apartment that she bought, that she rented.
Yes, a VRBO.
All these other things. Well, apparently she'll do all of that and put her body through that rigmarole.
But what?
But apparently she refuses to sell her farts in jars for $50.
Somebody asked her for it?
Yeah, I guess. She apparently turned him down. Somebody wanted a jar of my farts, Bonnie Blue said in a recent interview on an episode of the Stiff Socks podcast.
Ugh.
She apparently calls them Trumps. Do you not call them Trump? Is she English? If I was to say fart in front of my parents, they'd be like, "That's naughty. You have to say Trump." Apparently sleeping with 1,000 guys is normal, but farting in a jar and selling it for $50 is nasty.
I fart in your general direction.
She says, "I don't fart, I don't poop. I don't do any of that."
Oh, come on. Get her the book. Everybody poops.
I just think the money wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? To go through all the rigmarole of farting in a jar.
Right. She doesn't want to do it, and that's fine, but it's not a moral high ground here. And you do. You can't say that you don't. That's dumb.
Last but not least, this is a situation that's going to continue forever. Speaking of OnlyFans, a Catholic school nursery teacher, nursery school teacher. So what's that, like kindergarten?
Yeah, probably less than that.
That's like kindergarten. That's less than kindergarten. That's
probably like Head Starters, third grade. I mean, like a daycare center, probably.
A Catholic nursery school teacher fired after a parent found her OnlyFans account where she posted her adult content. Her name is Elena Marraga. The center of a scandal last month. Explicit account was discovered. Oh, she's very explicit. Look at these. Oh, yes, my. Oh, hello. She was suspended without pay from her job at the nursery school in northern Italy for refusing to delete the account and has now been fired. The controversy unearthed after the father of one of her pupils allegedly bought photos from her OnlyFans.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? She's out there. Are the kids finding it? No. Adult parents are looking for that material, and then they're like, I can't believe it's somebody that's affiliated with our kids.
She claims that the man's wife found out after he distributed the pictures to a group of his football friends, his buddies. She said, quote, the father of one of my students bought my photos and distributed them to the football group. I'm guessing that means soccer in Italy. Mm-hmm. Then his wife found out. I like myself. I turned my passion for my body into a way to earn income. Added that her finances were part of the reason she chose to open the account. She says, I don't understand what the problem is. Living on 1,200 euros a month is tiring. That's why I opened it. A group of 30 parents signing a petition opposing her firing.
That's good.
In support of the naughty school teacher. Nevertheless, she was fired on Tuesday. She said, they sent me a letter saying I was fired for inappropriate behavior because the relationship of trust has been damaged. Yeah.
How? I don't know. I think...
Look, some horny dad found her pictures.
Is she doing
good for
really
him.
Weird things on this platform?
Look, if she's doing any of it at school, then yeah, you're getting fired.
No, but I mean, even on the platform, like if the material, I mean, I guess if the material is like questionable in nature,
this is just like
right?
Joe
But
Gao.
This is a picture.
It's just like Joe Gao. You cannot, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter where you are, people don't want any kind of porn in schools intertwining at all. The kids may be in support of it over there at the school and say, you know what, bring back Cal the Plow, whatever. They don't care. But the parents, the people who pay the bills, and the people that are in charge over there, they want nothing to do with that.
It depends on if these are. I'm looking at the pictures. If these were the pictures, then they're just pictures. I don't. She's modeling, basically on the side, you know.
Look, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that we live in a world that's still too uptight for schools.
She's a bodybuilder, too, right?
And this stuff to get mixed in with each other. They just can't be in the same room. They cannot.
A struggling, poorly paid teacher making some modeling money on the side.
If she was a mechanic or a bus driver or any of that crap, nobody would care.
Or even a model, like in the traditional sense of the word, probably. You know,
they're not going to have their kids mixed up with someone that's on OnlyFans.
Thanks, Dad.
2025.
Again, if her material on there is raunchy and weird in nature versus modeling pictures.
Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to our daily check-ins and we'll pick our winners for date night in just a couple minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. Head there to sign up for date nights and Workforce Wednesday. Check out the daily podcast. Give it a like and subscribe. You can find all our contact info on the website. You can also listen to the show live at rockmornings.com. Our date night winners this week are?
Well, here in Saxon Hall is Derek Gibbons. Love that name, by the way. From La Crosse. So congratulations, Derek. And then up in Eau Claire, it was Randall.
Randall.
Thank you very much, by the way. Sign up because it's every Friday that somebody wins that. So go to the app, go to the website, sign up.
Text from Michelle said, my question is, why aren't the parents who find this disgusting material OnlyFans having their kids kicked out of the school then as well? Obviously, their parents are perverts looking at that site to find the pictures. Well, I don't know if they're perverts. Look, there's nothing wrong with liking porn. It's awesome. Have you watched any? They got anything you want. They got it on video. But, I think the problem is it's like the NFL. You don't fire the players, you fire the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Similar situation. You can't, some parents will take their kids out and say, no, I don't want my kids to be involved with any of this. But if the school makes the appropriate response and fires the teacher and brings somebody in that isn't on OnlyFans, then the parents are like, okay, well.
Well, there we go. I'm happy. But a dad was there and found the photos and then distributed them, and then the teacher got fired, basically.
Text from someone who said, you got to get those pups some stairs into that bed. That's what we did for our cat. Yeah, Fenway's got no shot at getting in the bed.
Without being picked up.
Right. And at some point, Remy will be big enough to jump up there. She's just still a puppy. And she has jumped into the bed before.
Successfully. This one was just...
But for whatever reason, she mistimed the jump or whatever. But, biffed herself off the side of the bed. Adam corrected me. I had my Volcano movies mixed up. So there were two that came out.
Volcano 1 and Volcano 2?
No, one of them was Volcano, and it was Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche. And they were in, like, L.A., I believe. And the volcano erupted. And then the other one was Dante's Peak. And that was the one with Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton. And
that was the grandma that sacrificed.
That was the grandma that jumped in the water one, yeah. I kind of intermingled them. But that's what happens. It's like Armageddon and Deep Impact. I mean, they anytime a disaster movie's coming out, they got another one that's just like it. Chad earlier wanted to hear that Anthrax and Public Enemy, Bring the Noise, did that. You're welcome. Thank you very much for all the correspondence. Good to hear from you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Probably going to run into a bunch of you. Going to be out and about a lot this weekend. Busy.
Rain today, cloudy this afternoon, kind of cold tonight, down to 33. Warming up slowly tomorrow. Should be beautiful as far as the sun. Very sunny out tomorrow. Mid-60s by the afternoon. And okay on Sunday, too. Rain moves in on Monday, though. Watch out.
Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.